So sit back and relax, because we've got it made in America. I know a retired prize fighter who traced his career to the day some neighborhood bully saw him playing marbles and decided to take them all, including a prized peppermint swirl. Well, Jack went home, read a book on boxing, and began practicing and practicing and practicing. And the next time he saw that bully, he got back every marble, including the prized peppermint swirl. Once upon a time, shooting marbles was one of our great American childhood pastimes. It's not so true anymore now that most kids would rather drift in cyberspace than knuckle down to play keepsies. But thankfully, there's still enough of them going for all the marbles to keep Americans from completely losing ours. Payton City, West Virginia, a town of fewer than 3,000 on the Ohio River, was named for Obadiah Payton, one of the Ohio Valley's earliest settlers. The area has a rich history of glassmaking, so it's a fitting place to find a marble factory. Marble King was founded in 1949 by the colorful Barry Pink. At the time, he'd been selling marbles since 1922, long enough and well enough to earn the nickname the Marble King. What Barry decided was that if he were going to live up to his billing, he'd have to do more than sell marbles. He'd have to make them, too. President Barry Fox is the daughter of a man who got in on Marble King's ground floor. His name was Roger Howdyshell.
Is this your dad here?
Yes, John, it is. Marble King was his first job right out of college. He was hired by Barry Pink. And we as kids got to see our dad truly live the American dream. He worked his way up through the ranks, became vice president, president, and it wasn't until 1983 that my dad bought Marble King.
You don't have to be an Einstein to figure out that computers and video games it really hurt the marbles market. Besides Marble King, only one other full-time manufacturer remains in America. By the same token, you don't have to be a Milton Friedman to figure out that fewer marbles produced makes some of the older marbles more valuable.
These marbles were actually manufactured by my dad back in the 1940s, 50s, and some of them in the 1960s. Some of these marbles are selling for as much as $1,500 a piece.
Well, that could be a $1,500 marble.
Sure could be.
Marbles aren't always used to play marbles. In fact, that's often the least of what they do. There are actually countless uses, from board games to wooden chutes and sound toys to even decorations. And then there are all the industrial applications. The oil industry, for example, unclogs pipes with marbles, while paint manufacturers use them for, well, you already know.
Oh, hear that rattle?
Yeah.
If you would actually look inside there, you'd find one of our Marble King marbles.
No, kid. I always thought that was like a ball bearing, a steel ball or something.
No, steel ball bearing would rust or corrode, and our marbles are made out of nice and glass, and they're not going to rust or corrode.
No matter where the marble ends up, it always begins its life on a scrap heap.
We start with this glass pile, and this is actually recycled glass. We get this from different factories that manufacture glass here in the state of West Virginia and from other places, too. We have some post-consumer glass, old perfume bottles and canning jars. And
So all the marbles are made from recycled glass?
90%. 90% of the marbles that we manufacture
So
are
the
made
more
from glass.
marbles we buy from you, the more glass gets recycled.
That's right. It saves it all from going into a landfill.
Coming up on Made in America, at Marble King, it's only glass until it's perfectly round. Then Dairy Queen might not be king were it not for H.C. Duke. Finally, stay tuned to see what lumberjacks have to do with wigwam socks. Welcome back to Marble King, where the glass is never half empty. 4.5 tons of glass are melted every day in 2,300-degree furnaces, into which sand, soda ash, and a mineral called feldspar are also poured for hardness and durability. This looks like this machine's been around for a couple of days.
It has been. They make marbles today just about like we did 50, 60 years ago.
So that's just globs of glass, hot globs. This is the birth of the marble right here.
That's the birth of the marble. It would be a flat piece of glass if we just let it fall straight.
A marble making machine. I never thought I'd live to see the day. This is thrilling for me. The glass globs are rolled between the grooves of a corkscrew-like contraption that will shape them round as round can be. If these were multicolored marbles like the famous cat's eye, a second type of glass would be added to the glob as it drops into the machine. But, alas, it's a secret process and Marble King insists on keeping secret.
This is a sorting machine. It actually sorts the marbles in by size,
No kidding.
and each one of these separate buckets divides the size of the marble by 15 thousandths of an inch. That's hot.
Yeah, that's hot, yeah.
That's really hot.
The marbles cool for 24 hours and are then given a thorough inspection. Depending on where the marbles are headed, they're either boxed up in bulk or individually bagged. $60 marbles in these bags.
60 marbles. This is a finished package of what we're doing today.
Oh, these are marbles for Chinese checkers.
Yes, they are.
All of these marbles are made by just 38 full-time employees, including Archie, who may not be the only blind marble packer in the world, but he's certainly the most ingenious.
How do you make a bag?
It's made out of nylon mesh. I got like 2,200 feet on this spool. I pull it off, and then I've got a cutting design that I made because I'm blind, and then it cuts it off, and then I tie a knot in the bottom of it.
How many bags can you get out a day?
I can cut approximately 4,000 now. When I first started here, I could only cut like 400 because I had to use a stick and a pair of scissors because I can't use a tape measure.
Everybody's going to start buying the marbles, so you're going to have to start making 8,000 bags a day.
Good, that'll keep me in a job.
There are all sorts of ways to play with marbles. But there's only one set of official rules, and the master of those is Keith Moss, a champion of the National Marbles Tournament sponsored by Marble King.
Can I ask you a favor?
What?
It's been a long time since I've played marbles. Can I ask you to show me how to play?
Yeah.
The rules are simple. Use your shooter to knock 7 marbles out of the circle. Of course, that's like saying, just hit Roger Clemens' fastball.
So you hold it in here?
Yeah, you hold it like that.
Yeah.
You can aim it like that. and then
Oh,
you
so just like it's aiming anything?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
I
that,
see.
then you aim with it, and then you just flick.
Yeah, I think mine must have been a little bit weighted to the left.
As with any sport, it's a pleasure to watch the experts play. In this case, all the pomp and ceremony are for Keith and his opponent, Ricky Broad.
You knuckles down. Oh, it gets harder and harder.
Watching these kids play, it's sure tempting to want to pull the plug on those video games a little more often, isn't it? When we come back to Made in America,